So, story about school. Yeah, so I had never in my life slept through school until I came here. So basically at night, the staff said that they were only legally required to give us 8 hours to sleep. But usually, honestly, it worked out to be less because, sometimes we always had a campfire at the end of the day under this, covering thing, and, where we had to read topics, like about how horrible we were and whatever. If you wrote stuff about abuse, it was like, you're not taking responsibility for why you're here, whatever. But anyway, yeah, so that would sometimes run long. And I'm one of those people that takes forever to fall asleep, and it takes me like 10 hours to get 8 hours of sleep. I know that now as an adult. And then there was another thing. There was the drugging with really high doses of psych meds that basically it made me very drowsy. And yeah, unfortunately, with being punished for falling asleep at the campfires, like you had to stand up, or there were like other things I don't know. There were other things, trying to stay awake so that, watching out for bullying, during the day, So basically, while I was here, basically school was the safest place to sleep. And I slept through school. And yet, despite that, I got straight A's. How the heck did they do that? I slept. I didn't do the work, I didn't get pre-calc. I didn't get chemistry. I remember, there was a book we were supposed to read in English called Cold Sassy Tree, and once again, I didn't read it, although I did finish it finally as an adult, I think this past year. But yeah, supposedly, I took, Spanish, and no, I did not. I didn't do anything in school, and yet they gave me straight A's. And I question, how is this, how was this place claiming to be accredited? How? How many other things did Three Springs Paint Rock Valley doctor like that? And for the record, the downside of being on high doses of meds that make me drowsy and being tortured, basically bullied and all kinds of fun stuff while on those meds, is that trained my body to resist sedation and numbing. So now as an adult, the consequence of that is that I have to they have to use a lot more anesthesia on me if I have surgery. At this point, since it takes 5 or 6 shots to numb me at the dentist, they basically have to knock me out because I'm terrified of needles. I have complex PTSD because of the trauma I endured here and at Three Springs New Beginnings, which, by the way, is reopened as Pathway. Yeah, and yeah. So now, I don't, there's not a single panic attack med that works for me. Yeah, anything that's supposed to calm me down doesn't work. And it's all because of here being put on high doses of, meds that made me drowsy and being tortured. So that is a permanent consequence of what happened here.